our logo, is more than just a mark. It's a beacon of hope. Two ends of a spectrum. Different, yet drawn together by something extraordinary. It symbolizes connection. This is not just a company. It's a vibe.
All right. Hey guys, go ahead and put vibe in the chat for me really quickly. VYB. Don't forget the Y. It's all about the Y now. VYB. All right. Welcome everybody. I am extremely excited today. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. So I'm excited because you guys are excited and it's super contagious and you guys were talking all night and I was trying to go to bed. Let me spotlight for a second. So welcome everybody to the call. We have had a deliciously fantastic morning. And last night, everybody did such a phenomenal job. We maxed out and I hope I'm recording on here. Let's see. Right. So we maxed out the call within the first like 20 minutes of being in the waiting room, right? People started to get in the waiting room and people were standing in line. And I want you to kind of feel the energy and feel the vibe, because what if you were at a physical event that we are going to start having in the month of March, right? Well, the end of February, all the way through, and I'll talk about that toward the end. But imagine if you were standing in line, right? And everybody, you guys have stood in line before. There are people who stand in line for hours and hours and sometimes days when there's an Xbox or a pair of shoes coming out or something like that. So we're just excited because people literally are standing in line to be a part of what we have. Over 8,100 people are getting uploaded to the system right now. So, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But our goal is to stay on track with all of our time frames. So we're going to talk about those things. But before we get started, I'm going to pass it to my big sister, to my twin sister, Reagan, and let her give just a couple updates. And then we're going to dive right into this compensation plan, this money conversation, so you can understand what you can do, right, over the next 38 days to put yourself in position to, on February 17th, to win, but win big, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to none other who killed it. Guys, give some love in the chat for my twin sister, for owner, for she's doing everything on the administration side as well. And she's working very closely with our CMO, Tony, and everybody else that has their hands going on in the background. So I was so excited that Reagan, I don't know, it just came out, right? We're like, you got to go watch it. You got to listen. She always tells me, you got to listen to yourself. And I don't like to. But I told her, go listen to yourself. And she had to pat herself on the back as well. So Miss Reagan Lynch, are you out there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I'm just so excited. After the call, everybody's calling and now they can use the word vibe, and I'm feeling the vibe, and I can't wait to find my vibe tribe. And that's what it's all about, is the community. So, and I also want to say to all 747 of us on here, you do have to get out of your comfort zone, because I will tell y'all one thing. When we were on and it's like, okay, everybody needs to say something, I immediately broke out into hives. I'm like, okay, what am I going to say? But it really, if you truly believe in what you're doing and you really feel like you are in the right place, and if you don't feel like you're in the right place, take a moment, quiet the noise, like the video, well, that video doesn't say that, but quiet the noise. It will say that. Quiet the noise and get in a space where you don't have people in your ear. Don't take too long, because we're moving quickly, but take that moment, because if you ask, my name has been Ask Reagan since before Google. I kid you not, before 2008. And it wasn't until last year that I realized why I've been asked Reagan. I thought it was something else, but that the ask is one of my favorite scriptures. Is that ask, seek, knock. You have to ask before you do things, or you are going to be in a state of confusion and being uncomfortable. So if you don't know, if you're on here for the first time and you're like, I don't know what y'all are talking about, I don't know what this is, then ask. Just ask. Ask the person who shared the opportunity with you. Ask them what's going on. Ask us. We are visible. We are out there. Our phone numbers are out there. Get in the Telegram. You haven't paid anything, so get in that free Telegram so you can feel the vibe and you know what's going on. So I would just like to say, get out of your comfort zone this time around. Don't do like I said yesterday when I was, breaking out into hives, like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to do this. Like, do it. Just do what you're uncomfortable doing. And it's going to push you into a different type of destiny that you didn't even know that you had in you, that you didn't even know was out there. And you're going to get an opportunity over here in Vibe to just really grow and really operate in love. I was talking to someone yesterday, and you're going to be able to operate in love over here. Now, does that mean that you're not going to be offended? No, you're going to be offended in here at some point, because we're going to have a million people in this opportunity speaking that. We already have over 8,000 people that have opted in. So you are going to be around a lot of people, a lot of vibe partners. So we have to, even when we get offended, if somebody didn't recognize us at an event, or they didn't speak to you, or they didn't ask you to come sit at the table or go have coffee with the other vibe tribe, don't get offended. Just say, hey, like, I would really like to be a part of that. Don't get offended and shy away. Speak up and then operate in love. And if we do that, if you guys really look up what love is, all of the love is patient, kind. You don't have to be, believe different things to know what love is. If you know what love is and you operate in that, that goes for anything that you do. So I'm sorry, I wasn't going to say all that, but I do want, before we get started, I do want to, just one moment. I do want to just, for us to take a moment and just have everyone take about 5 seconds. Let's pray for our Vibe Tribe partners that are in California. We can be in our bubbles, but we have to know what's going on in the world, especially if we are bringing in people all across the nation and all across the world. So our Vibe Tribe partners in California, we just want to send our prayers out. You all are being impacted by the wildfires. My son is out there, and I didn't know about the fires until Tony said something. So, like, lift my son up in prayer. He's going to be traveling back to Ohio. But just take that minute and really just shoot some prayers up, throw some prayers up for California. And then I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to none other than our dedicated, fearless leader, Miss Megan Lynch, so she can give us some updates and just share her heart with us today and tell us, what we need to do next, because that's what we need to know right now. That's what you guys are asking. So she's going to give it to you. So hand it over to you, Meg.
Thank you so much, Reagan. Thank you. Isn't she just coming into her own? I feel like a proud little sister. She's 9 minutes older than me, but let's go ahead and take just a quick moment of silence, everybody. Just shoot up the vibration of healing. Shoot up the vibration of, just love to our partners all over the world who are hurting. So we'll just take just a quick moment to do that. All right. All right. All right. Hey, there's power. There's power when we come together. And I want you guys to understand that when you understand how much power we have, and then when we come together, it's a force. I don't know if you've ever walked outside without your shoes. Like, a lot of times when people have their shoes on, and Tony and Reagan are going to make fun of me because I always tell weird stories. But, sometimes you have to take your shoes off because there's actually energy in the ground and you can feel it. Like, it's just what it is, right? I'm trying to tell happier stories, but it's just what it is. And sometimes you do have to take your shoes off and just walk through the grass and just feel the sun because, we get energy from the sun, we get healing from the sun, but we also get healing from one another when we're amongst each other and we're vibing out, right? And it's just a great feeling. So what I want to do right now is I want to introduce you guys to one of my, before we go offline. So all you YouTube folks, if you are on YouTube, we are going to go off for in just a second, so that we can play our other video and we don't have any copyrights or anything like that. But I met this wonderful young lady this morning. Well, she sent me a message and she just said, how can I support? Everybody typed the word support in the chat. And I was speaking to her, and her accent is so very delicious. And I'm just like, I could listen to this lady all day. And she was so wonderful. I called her and we vibed out for a good like 30 minutes and just, did our little chatty Cathy thing back and forth. And we're halfway across the world from one another. So I'm going to look for Miss Karen out there from Wales, right? Like, little black girl from Princeton, Indiana, right? One high school there. And now I'm speaking to people from Wales, and I have teammates all over. And then I also spent a lot of time talking to an organization that just came in. I think it's like I have to look it up, but they're like a global organization and they're on the leaderboard. And I don't even know who the main person is. I think his name is Graham, but all of his people are coming in and they're from all over. So I spent time on ChatGPT talking back and forth in Italian to my Italian partners that are coming aboard. And my Spanish brothers and sisters that are coming aboard, Spanish speaking brothers and sisters. And chat AI is great, right? So let me see if I can find Karen really quickly, and then we're going to go into this money, and it's 12:21. And I have a hard stop. I have a very hard stop today. So I want to bring her up. So Miss Karen, I don't know if we can find you if you kind of raise your hand. And Tony, I don't know if you see her. Let me see. Let me just unmute everybody for a second. And I'll just go.
I got her. No, I got her. It's good.
Okay.
She has her hand raised.
I got
she
it.
does. I can't see it. Let me mute everybody out and then thank you. I can't see her from where I'm sitting. All right, Miss Karen, are you out there?
Hello?
Hello, Karen from Wales. How are you?
Hello. I'm really good, thank you. I'm really good. I'm really excited. It was amazing to talk to you today. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Yeah, how awesome to talk to you halfway across the world and just like you said, vibe together. Yeah, amazing. How are you this afternoon?
I am doing fantastic. Now, I don't know what time it is over there, but are you video ready or you just want to talk to me?
I'm video ready.
Okay.
There we are. There we
Okay.
are. I'm on my phone because my laptop camera's not working properly. So I am on my phone, but it's 5:20 here in the UK.
Awesome. Awesome. So listen, Karen, we just met, but it's like we're best friends already. And I love it. So if you wouldn't mind, just share with the people anything that's on your heart, whatever you feel to share with the folks about yourself. And then I just kind of have a question for you, and you gave me my lesson for today. So I want to say thank you for that. So you have the floor, Karen.
Thank you so much. So I've been involved in network marketing for 5 years, and been with some good companies, some bad companies, made a little, lost a lot, like most people, and just always looking for something that ignites, something that inspires, something that just you notice and makes you sit up and makes you want to be part of it. And this is it, basically. So I was introduced to this by Tammy Jackson, my amazing friend. I've met Tammy about 18 months ago in real life, because obviously a lot of us are friends online, and it's amazing when you can actually meet people in real life. And I just, yeah, straight away was like, I'm in. I'm I'm not bothered really what it is, what's coming. Resonated immediately with yourself. I think you're amazing, and obviously your sister. I think both of you together, just literally the whole vibe is amazing. And when the name was revealed, it was like, oh my gosh, that just makes complete sense. You find your vibe, find your tribe. And I think for myself personally, I've been a bit lost recently. Some things haven't quite worked out as I hoped. And people come and go in your lives, and opportunities come and go. And I'm just thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be here. I couldn't believe that you gave your time this afternoon. We had a really good chat. It felt like just talking to a good friend. You said about my accent. I said about your accent.
I'm like, I have an accent. I didn't know I had an accent, but I'm like, your accent is so delicious. And Reagan's daughter, Sanai, you guys are going to see her a lot because she's a whole vibe in herself, right? She's 21, but she's going to be speaking to the youth. But she does so well with accents. Reagan, she's going to love Karen. I'm sure she'll
Yes,
mimic you.
he definitely is.
Have you seen the film Love Actually?
No.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! So it's a Christmas film. Actually, it's a really British film. So yeah, any Brits in the house should know. Oh, Tony, yeah, you love it. Anyway, when the guy so I'm so sorry, I'm completely taken over and digressing, but there's a young guy and I can never remember his name, and he is sick of, it's a British film, and he's sick of not finding love or anybody in the UK, so he goes to America for Christmas, and he just wants to meet American women. And he goes into this bar, and there's these beautiful American girls, like as there is in every bar, I'm sure, maybe. And they keep saying to him, oh, say, because he's got an English accent, so they keep saying, say different words, say all these words. It's hilarious because that's what, and some are the same, and they're like, oh, that's a shame, but water, because you say water very differently. So
all
yeah,
all across we say words differently, and no, not every person is delicious in a bar, right? Depends on the region. So
nor
don't think
here,
that.
no,
Don't come over here,
no,
Karen,
no,
and just think you can
not
go
not.
anywhere. Well,
So
Karen, let me ask you a question really quickly, okay? Because you and I were talking, and you said, "Have you seen Evan Almighty?" And I have, but it's been so long, and it shaped my whole lesson today. So I want to ask you this question before we hop off and we kind of get to the meat of things.
Okay.
How much, this is a question, this is a training, guys, for all of you. When I do a three-way call and I'm meeting someone, I always ask them the question. I say, how much income do you need to make right now, not to buy a Lamborghini? You guys can steal that. I'm going to say it on every one of your three ways if you put me on a three-way, because I think it's funny, right? Okay, so not to buy a Lamborghini, right? Not to like fly the coop and just go away forever, but how much income realistically do you need right now to make this make sense? My number was always 3,000 a month because as a teacher, I made 3,000 a month and I worked really hard for it. And I want everybody to type in the chat the word groove. I want to get in a groove. I can't do grinds. I mean, I had an Achilles tear, my knees from volleyball. I'm not grinding anywhere, right? I just need to get into a groove. So what's that number look like realistically for you just to get started in like February 17th and that month of February and March? If you could get to this amount, like what, just to get started, what would that number look like for you?
Do you want me to answer?
Oh, yes, Karen. I'm sorry. I'm asking you. You're like, me? Yeah. What's
me?
your number, Karen? Because I
Do you
talk to
know
some people and they're like, I need to make $50,000. I'm like, huh? Are you making 50,000 a month now? Like, what do you do?
what is, and this is genuine, and I could go back to messages and to chats what I've had with people that I work with. 3,000 pounds here, it would just literally be life changing. on
Okay.
so many levels. It was, yeah, on every level.
And 3,000 pounds is about how many US dollars? Where am I?
Mm.
Where am I can ask Chat.
Three and a half, three, about three and a half thousand
I'm
off.
sure
I
Tony's
don't
gonna
think,
tell us.
but I would say about $3,500, 3,600, maybe something like that.
Someone said like 40, 3,500, 4,000-ish or whatever. So if you were bringing that in a month, that would be life changing. Last question, like what, and you, I know I'm like, hey, be super transparent with 828 people listening and YouTube. But what would you do for yourself? Don't tell me what you're going to do for somebody else. Okay, I get it. You are a caring person. We all are. But when you work and you get in a groove, you have to reward yourself. Tell me one thing once you get in a groove and you're making a consistent $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 a month. What are you going to do for Karen? Karen, not you
Well,
first.
the first thing I was going to say was I've got 4 children. My eldest is 28, my youngest is 12. So I was listening to your sister. She's got 4 children, quite spread out with ages as well. My first thing was I would take him on a cruise, nothing fancy, because we went on one in November 2023, and he absolutely loved it. And he asks me every week, please, can we go? And it was it wasn't like a big fancy cruise. I would like a new car, because my car, not newer, because my car, I do a lot of miles, and I live quite rural and have a 20-minute school run twice a day. So for me, it would be to get a newer car.
Newer car. Okay, perfect. Now, do you mind? You don't have to answer, but what do you do right now? I don't say for a living because that's the wrong word, because it's what do you do right now to bring income into your home? Because I want everyone to vibe out and figure out what they want to do for a living, like to actually like live. And if I were to tell you, oh, I'm a teacher and that's what I do for a living, no, that's what my income brings money in. But I don't want going into a building, even though I love teaching, I don't want that to be living, because I don't think bells ringing all the time and eating lunch in 20 minutes and teaching 10 classes a day. That wasn't living. I loved it, certain parts of it. So what do you do to earn income right now?
To earn income, I do day trading.
Okay. Okay.
So network marketing and this sort of industry is what I do full time. And currently, what I'm trying to learn is Forex trading,
Okay.
which,
Okay.
yeah, it ticks over.
Okay, perfect. And I appreciate you sharing, because you and I didn't get that far. So I'm meeting you for the first time, just like everyone else is meeting you for the first time. And I didn't prep you on anything. So
It's fine. I'm just talking to you in my phone, and I'm not looking that there's like over 800 people and you're on YouTube. So I'm just focusing on, it's just me and you having a chat.
Perfect. So I want to say thank you. I'll unadd you from the spotlight for a moment, but I just can't wait to
Thank
get to
you.
meet you. You guys are going to see Miss Karen in the admin in the Telegram. And I want to say thank you to so many people. I know there's another Tony, there's Fatine, there's Reagan had added a few people. So Lonnie Howard, if I leave you out, I think there's a few other people in the admin section that is helping us kind of man around the clock, because customer service is important, right, Karen? And we want to make sure everyone is taken care of. But I have to sleep, because I will go and go until I pass out and I'll be delirious, okay? And I'll be making mistakes. So we don't want that. So I want to say thank you for just allowing me to catch a few Z's, and you wanting to support us in the chat. So guys, say hi to Karen.
Definitely. Thank you.
I just met
you.
this morning. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, let's dive in, guys. It's 12:33. I would love to meet a lot of you, right? And you will probably be on here vibing out with me, because we want to get to know everybody in the community, because we're a family. Okay. So what I want to do really quickly right now is I'm going to play 2 videos, and then I'm showing you the comp plan, and then we're getting off of here. Okay. So Miss Tony, if you wouldn't mind, we got to stop streaming from YouTube now, because it's copyright and we don't want our video to be shut down. So she's going to stop streaming. So if you're on YouTube, we still have 200 170 seats for you, 64 seats. If you want to hop over here to our, you can go to joinonemortime.com and click Telegram, join our Telegram, and then you can be a part of, the tribe, the Vibe Tribe.